Morning, everyone. Okay. As usual, I will speak in two languages, English and Vietnamese. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming. There are some new people here, so I'd like to welcome you. And most of you have been here before. The meditation technique we're teaching is origin is very, very Chinese. Cái phương pháp mình thiền tông mình là của người Hoa. Why is that? Because I feel that I keep on mentioning the origin of the technique we use because it's not only in terms of being factual. Thầy nói tới cái nguồn gốc của phương pháp thiền chúng ta để cho quý vị biết là có nhiều một vài cái lý do. Lý do thứ nhất là cái thực tế, because the Chinese meditation technique is really the father of all meditation techniques. That is, I mean the better ones. Tại sao thầy nói là cái phương pháp thiền này là chú trọng cái người Hoa? Tại vì theo thầy thấy cái phương pháp người Hoa là phương pháp mà hay nhất. We are in America. Mình ở xứ Mỹ. And the Americans are good about the fact that they take the best of all over the world and they adopt it. And they try and take advantage of it and improve upon it. Tinh thần người Mỹ nó hay lắm. Họ sẵn sàng thâu thập tất cả những cái tinh hoa của cái thế giới này và học hỏi cho tới nơi tới chốn, xong rồi làm nó tiến bộ hơn nữa. And that's why we are very fortunate to be able to learn about this Chinese meditation technique called Chan. Thành ra chúng ta rất là hân hạnh để mà có cơ hội để mà tu được cái pháp môn thiền này, gọi là thiền tông này. And we call it Chan because it's different from the Zen, the Japanese Zen. Nó khác cái thiền tông bên Nhật, bộ là Zen, bởi vì thầy cố ý gọi là Chan, tiếng Hoa. And it's quite different from the Hinayana meditation techniques. Nó cũng khác cái phương pháp thiền tông của Tiểu Thừa. The Hinayana, which is a branch of Buddhism, cái Tiểu Thừa là một cái dòng của Phật giáo mà nó rất rất thịnh hành trên thế giới này. They're very popular because they're very visible. Tại sao cái thiền tông bên Tiểu Thừa họ thịnh hành? Tại vì họ rất là nổi bật ra. They wear orange. Họ mặc cái áo màu cam. So that wherever you go, you can see orange. And you can see like I go to supermarkets and people ask me, what kind of monk are you? I said, Buddhist. Oh, don't you wear orange too? I said, no, we don't wear orange. We are Mahayana. I'm kidding. Thường vào mấy cái siêu thị người ta hỏi thầy, khi người ta biết thầy là người Phật giáo, người ta hỏi, ủa, không phải thầy mặc áo màu cam luôn sao? Nó không có, màu cam là của Tiểu Thừa, chúng tôi là Đại Thừa, không mặc màu cam. We Mahayana people, we don't like to draw attention ourselves. Cái người Đại Thừa không thích người ta chú ý tới mình. But the Hinayana meditation technique is very, very good. Cái thiền tông Tiểu Thừa rất là hay. It's one of the better ones right now. Actually, you ask me, I feel that the Hinayana teachers are better than the Zen teachers. In terms of meditation, they're the second best. Tại vì theo thầy thấy về những cái phương pháp mà thiền tông đó, thì bên Nguyên Thủy đó, cái phương pháp họ luyện đó, nó tốt lắm, nó rất là tốt, chỉ thu đại thừa thôi, còn hơn Zen nữa, hơn Tây Tạng nữa. Okay, they even better than the Tibetans, by the way. Hinayana meditation technique is very very good. Cái tiểu thừa thiền tông họ rất là hay. Why is that? Because that's the main form of teaching. Tại sao như vậy? Tại đó là một cái phương pháp mà huấn luyện họ mà quan trọng nhất. Okay. Oh, by the way, during this time I just talk, and if you feel like you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. Lúc này thường thầy chỉ nói pháp vậy thôi. Là ai muốn thắc mắc gì cứ tự nhiên mà hỏi về cái gì cũng được hết. If I don't know, I tell you I don't know. Okay? Don't worry about it. I don't know everything. Thầy không biết gì tất cả. Có gì biết gì nói nấy thôi, chia sẻ cùng quý vị thôi. Okay? Also it's a spirit meditation, by the way. Đây là cái tinh thần của thiền luôn nữa. The more you meditate, the more skilled you are, you become in meditation. Là quý vị càng giỏi với cái thiền. And this is what it's about. We have a very, to me, one of the more intensive, one of the more effective training methods in meditation. One of the best. Cái phương pháp thiền tông người Hoa này, chánh tông này là một phương pháp huấn luyện mà hữu hiệu nhất. Okay. This is where the Zen derives from. The Son, Korean Son, also is an offspring from the Chan as well. Cái Zen là xuất gốc từ cái thiền tông người Hoa, cũng giống bên thiền tông người Đại Hàn cũng là xuất gốc từ người Hoa, Trung Hoa. Thành ra cái phương pháp của Trung Hoa là phương pháp mà hay hữu hiệu nhất. So we use it. We use it because my master here in Venerable Shen Hoa is a patriarch of the Chinese Chan. Thì thầy theo cái phương pháp huấn luyện của Ngài Tiến Hóa, ân sư của thầy để dạy thiền này. Okay. And I've looked into all the other meditation techniques. Thầy đã nghiên cứu rất nhiều cái phương pháp dạy thiền khác. I still find Chan to be one of I feel Chan to be one of the best. Mà thầy thấy thiền tông người Hoa là một cái phương pháp mà hay nhất mà thầy thấy được. Okay. It's not so much because of the names, không phải là vì cái danh tiếng không, because of results. To me personally, I'm very Americanized. I need to see results before I believe. And I don't believe, I will not tell you. Cá nhân thầy phải thấy kết quả thầy mới tin được. Okay? Theo cái tinh thần người Mỹ vậy đó, thời đại này. Phải có cái gì mình mới tin được chứ. Và thầy tin rồi thầy mới dám nói cái vị. I must, as a child teacher, I must really believe and it's to be true before I teach it, before I tell you. Tinh thần bên chánh tông, thiền tông đó là ông thầy đó phải biết, xác nhận rồi mới dám dạy quý vị. Okay. This is came from Daruma. Japanese called it Daruma. Đây là tại theo cái tinh thần của mấy vị tổ sư mà người Nhật gọi là Daruma. Who knows who Daruma is? Có ai biết Daruma là gì? That's who the Japanese call. Anyone? None of you has been to Zen centers? Everywhere in the U.S. Mấy cái thiền Zen đầy khắp mọi nơi xứ Mỹ này. They came here in 1960s, about the same time as my master. And have you heard of Suzuki? Not the car, but the Japanese teacher. Có ai nghe nói theo giáo sư Suzuki không? No? Oh, you really do not read books at all, do you? You're not into books. Cái gì không ai đọc sách hả? Suzuki is Professor Suzuki. Is very, very famous. He has a big contribution to meditation in the U.S. Thầy giáo sư Suzuki là rất là nổi tiếng khắp hoàn cầu. Tại vì ông có sự cống hiến rất là lớn lao về cái thiền của Tây phương. Because what he did is he translated a lot of the Zen teachings from Japanese into English. Giáo sư Suzuki rất nổi tiếng tại vì Ông là một trong những người đầu tiên, giáo sư đầu tiên mà thông dịch cái phương pháp Zen từ tiếng Nhật ra tiếng Anh. He made the Japanese meditation techniques or teachings available to the West through his translations. That's why his contribution is very important. Thành nhờ cái sự thông dịch đó thì cái phương pháp thiền bên Nhật Bổn mới có, người Mỹ mới hiểu được cái phương pháp thiền Nhật Bổn. And that's why they receive a lot of support. They have a lot of Zen centers throughout the US and Europe. Thành ra vì vậy mà có rất nhiều người theo thầy giáo sư Suzuki và đào tạo, thiết lập rất nhiều cái trung tâm Zen. Okay. I don't know about history of Son. Do you know about Son? No? Anyone? The Son is also from Chan as well. It's from Zen and Chan. That's all I know. Because I have read much about the Son teachers. I know one very good one, but he's deceased. Anyway, so it's the teachings from the Ruma. The Ruma is actually the Chinese call it Bố Tỳ Tả Mổ. Daruma là người Tàu gọi là Bodhidharma. Okay, now does it ring a bell? Bodhidharma? No? Yes? 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 Okay, I have a couple of yes here, and the rest of you have blank faces. It's important to know because this technique has been around for over 1,000 years. Phải biết để biết là cái gì biết, and that because it works. It has successfully trained so many great meditation or chant teachers. Cái phương pháp này đã huấn luyện biết bao nhiêu vị thầy thiền sư rất là nổi tiếng mà rất là thành tựu. Okay? So anyway, so this the room here is as the Japanese call it is it seems to me that he's sort of as I read more about it, seems more like he's everywhere in Asia teaching meditation, chant. Thì thầy càng đọc càng nhiều thì càng thấy là như cái ông Daruma này, Bodhidharma này là ông đi khắp hết tất cả Á Châu để mà truyền cái pháp môn thiền. Okay. In fact, there is a folklore. There's a rumor. There's a story in Japanese Zen, where actually back then there is a Japanese crown prince. Có một cái những cái câu chuyện đời xưa đó. Okay, bên Nhật. I don't know whether it's true or not, but it's in a Japanese literature. Không biết đúng là sai. Để người ta nói, ta đồn về những chuyện này. And there's a crown prince, a Japanese prince, and he was riding his horse, and all of a sudden his horse started neighing and started panicking. Cái ông thái tử này đó lái đi coi ngựa đi chơi, đi chơi vậy. Thì bỗng nhiên con ngựa nó kinh hoàng, nó la hét lên. And he didn't, so he looked around, he saw by the roadside there's an old man who's lying in very bad shape. Nên thái tử mới để ý thấy có một cái ông già nằm bên lề đường. And so his entourage tried to go over and try to chase the old man away. Thì mấy cái người cận vệ đó, của thái tử đó, tính tới đuổi ông già đi. But for some reason the crown prince says, no, leave him alone. And he himself went over and talked to the old man. Thì thái tử chặn họ lại, nó bỗng nhiên rất là lạ. Thái tử bỗng nhiên quyết định tới nói chuyện với ông già này. Okay? And so this is from far you look like this black face, kind of beardy. Những ông già này là mặt đen, da đen, mà râu ria xồm xoàm. And the old man, the crown prince came over and talked to the old man in Japanese, and the old man didn't say anything. Thì ông thái tử đi qua nói chuyện, thì Về cái ông già đó nói tiếng Nhật, ông già không trả lời hết. Actually, then after a while, the old man started having this scowl on his face and started talking to the crown prince in a very strange language. Lát sau cái ông già đó mới bắt đầu nói một cách cộc cằn với thái tử, một cái ngôn ngữ rất là lạ. And somehow the crown prince could understand him. And so they spoke to each other in that strange language for a while. Rồi họ nói chuyện với nhau một thời gian mà nói cái ngôn ngữ rất là lạ, không ai hiểu hết. And after a while, the old man calmed down, okay, and the crown prince became even more and more respectful. Từ từ cái ông già càng ngày càng lắng xuống, hiền dịu xuống. Thái tử càng ngày càng cung kính thêm. And he stood up and took out his cape, his expensive cape. Rồi thái tử mới đứng dậy, lấy cái áo choàng của mình đó, bằng tơ lụa rất là quý. He put it on the old man and he left. Đưa cái áo choàng, tặng áo choàng cho ông già, khắc quàng lên cho ông già đó, xong ông bỏ đi. And he came back and to his palace. And the following day, he sent his attendants to go back and fetch for the old man, and they found out the old man died. Rồi ngày hôm sau mới sai người tới thỉnh ông già đó về, thì mấy người tới đó mới khám phá ông già đó chết. Okay, so the crown prince gave the order to have the monk's funeral for that old man. Thì thái tử mới ra lệnh cho người ta hỏa táng này theo cái truyền thống của người bên mấy ông thầy tu bên kia. And later he founded a lot of places to teach meditation. Rồi sau này thái tử mới quyết định là xây rất nhiều cái trung tâm để mà dạy thiền, thì dạy Zen. And because he said that the old man here was Daruma. Thái tử mới nói ông đó là ông Daruma. Later was recognized as Daruma according to the crown prince. And they knew each other from a private lifetime. Họ biết nhau từ cái kiếp trước. And the old man told the crown prince that you are supposed to build Zen centers to teach meditation to your countrymen. Thì nói là công việc thái tử là về xây những trung tâm Zen để mà dạy cái thiền cho dân người Nhật. And later they spread the Zen centers throughout the world, especially the West. Sau này họ truyền bá cái phương pháp thiền rồi khắp thế giới, nhất là bên Tây phương này. Okay, so and that's how the rumor has it how Zen started in Japan. Actually, later the monks who went to China to actually learn how to teach Zen. Thì ra sau này có nhiều thiền sư bên người Nhật, thầy sư người Nhật qua bên Tàu học phương pháp thiền về Nhật lại. And the characteristic about Chan is this, cái thiền tông mình khác cho này. It's one of the better meditation techniques that will bring results the quickest. Thiền nó cho cái đem tới cái kết quả nó lẹ cho quý vị. For example, we encourage you to cross your legs. Chẳng hạn như chúng tôi khuyên quý vị xếp bằng. If possible, go into full lotus. Nếu được là ngồi kiết già. Okay. If not, the typical meditation teachers, they don't mind. They encourage you to sit in a chair where it's comfortable. Đại đa số những vị thiền sư, người dạy thiền, người Tây phương dạy quý vị, nhất người Tây phương dạy quý vị ngồi trên ghế, cho nó thoải mái hơn, right? After a full day's work, and you want to be comfortable, meditate and feel good. Tại sau khi một tuần làm việc cực khổ, quý vị muốn ngồi thiền để mà thoải mái, right? Am I correct? That's how you want it to be, right? And that's why you sit in the chair and you relax and you doze off if you can. That's okay too. And you feel better. Cái thì ngồi thiền như vậy, thì cũng được. But in fact, many of you have found out if you cross your legs, actually it helps you relax a lot quicker than you were to sit on a chair. Am I correct? Yes? Thiệt ra quý vị nhiều người khám phá ra nếu quý vị chỉ có kéo cái chân lại thì mình relax lè hơn là ngồiในcái ghế. Okay. And it actually your concentrations increase many fold when you cross your legs. Thực ra quý vị khi mà quý vị xếp bằng như vậy đó dễ chú tâm hơn nhiều. Okay. In fact, those of you who are able, and we strongly urge you to keep on training yourself, endure the discomfort, because the more discomfort you're willing to put up with longer in a stretch, okay, the more focus you develop yourself. Chúng tôi khuyên quý vị ngồi càng ngày càng xếp bằng càng ngày càng lâu, thì càng ngày càng ngồi như vậy thì càng ngày cái sức chú tâm nó càng mạnh. Okay. For example, to the point where I noted that Sarah, can you sit for 2 hours, Sarah, or not? Chẳng như cái cô Sarah, you've been with us how many years now? 2, 3 years? 3 years?
Becoming 3 in October.
3 in October. Wow, impressive. Sắp 3 năm rồi. It turns out, by the way, if you meditate, and you're willing to train yourself to sit in full lotus, and all of you can, by the way. There's no reason why you cannot. None whatsoever. Okay? Ai cũng có thể ngồi kiết già được. It's not so much you must get there, it's just that you must do it. It's just the journey towards it that's going to help you improve and get so much more out of chán. Thì cái kiết già chỉ là một cái mục tiêu thôi, mục đích thôi. Quý vị chỉ muốn đi tới con đường tới đó. Trên con đường đi cố gắng huấn luyện tới đó, quý vị được rất nhiều hái gặp rất nhiều cái lợi ích. Okay. And if after you reach a full lotus, or you can sit in half lotus, okay, especially full lotus for 2 hours without any discomfort, you actually feel so good. Am I correct? Tại khi mà quý vị mà có thể ngồi được 2 tiếng đồng hồ mà kiết già đó, nó rất là sung sướng. All you have to do is amazing. If you're able to sit in full lotus for 2 hours, okay, without any pain, quý vị có thể luyện tới khi mà ngồi kiết già mà 2 tiếng đồng hồ mà không đau chân, okay? And then when you cross your legs for about 5 minutes, it feels so good already. Sau khi đó, quý vị ngồi chỉ cần xếp bằng chéo chân một cái 5 phút thôi đó, là cái cảm giác nó sướng không thể tưởng. Am I correct? All you have to do is cross your legs 5 minutes, that's it. And it chases away the stress. Là quý vị ngồi kiết già mà 2 tiếng đồng hồ là quý vị mà không có đau chân thì sau đó quý vị có thể xếp bằng có 5 phút thôi là bỗng nhiên người nó sung sướng không thể tưởng được. And it gives you tremendous focus immediately within minutes, và tự động quý vị chú tâm nó rất là bén vậy. Just for example, you need to work at work and you need to solve a problem. You have this ability to cross your legs for a few minutes and it increases your focus. You have laser-like focus and you can analyze problems and work a lot more effectively. Okay? Thì nổi trong 5 phút đó thôi đó, cái sức chú ý quý vị nó mạnh không thể tưởng được. Okay? Is that will? It's on demand. That's the skill you are able to develop for yourself. Nhưng quý vị tưởng tượng như coi, cái khả năng quý vị có thể phát triển được như vậy. And so in other words, within 5 minutes, you're able to chase away any stress you may have. Thì nổi trong 5 phút, quý vị có thể phá tan tất cả những cái căng thẳng tinh thần. You're able to reduce your stress immediately within minutes. You're able to increase your focus within minutes. Quý vị có thể bớt căng thẳng, quý vị bớt tăng sức chú ý. Okay? And you're able to increase your strength. Và quý vị tăng dồi dào cái sức mạnh mình. For example, you actually within minutes you're able to recover your replenish yourself, recharge the battery, you will. Nổi trong vài phút đó quý vị có thể làm đầy cái bình điện mình lại, làm mạnh bình điện mình lại. Okay? So that's why this is a skill that is very useful for all of us. be included, because sometimes they get stressed out, sometimes they get tired, and instead of reaching for a cup of coffee or some Coke, I cross my legs. That's what my students are discovering. I still allow them to reach for a can of Coke, but eventually they discover that if they sit for 2 hours without any problems, within minutes you recover. You don't need to drink and reach for the coffee and the Coke anymore. Okay, or a piece of candy anymore. Thầy đợi từ từ, đệ tử thầy từ từ sẽ thấy chuyện đó. Cứ tiếp tục ngồi 2 tiếng đồng hồ, okay, là từ từ sẽ thấy được cái khả năng đó. That's how powerful it is. It's like you are on autopilot. You cross your legs, that's all you do. Nó đặc biệt, cái pháp môn nó là vậy, rất là tuyệt vời. Quý vị chỉ cần chéo cái chân thôi. Okay, so until you reach that state, okay, you just have to bear the pains. Mà muốn tới đó phải trả cái giá. There's a price you have to pay to train yourself. Okay, but this is the ability that you can develop. You can do a ton of good for yourself. Cái khả năng này, cái khiếu này, cái tài năng này nó rất là lợi ích cho quý vị. Okay, because unless you learn to reduce stress, you are simply a victim to me. Tại trừ phi quý vị có thể bớt cái từ có phương pháp để mà giải tỏa cái căng thẳng tinh thần quý vị, thì quý vị chỉ là nạn nhân thôi. You are a victim of life. That's it. If you cannot handle stress, you are but a victim of life. Because stress will kill you. Will make you sick. Tại vì nếu quý vị không làm như vậy, quý vị chỉ là một nạn nhân của cuộc đời. Và cái căng thẳng tinh thần này nó sẽ giết quý vị. Nó sẽ làm quý vị bình hoạn. Okay? Any questions? Ai thắc mắc gì không? Yes? Someone has a question? Yes. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if I should ask later or now. It's personal, but I don't mind sharing.
Okay, sure. Would you like to hear a personal question, or would you rather that? Everyone loves to hear your personal problem, by the way. By the way, we're very curious.
Well, I was recommended by Shanna to come here because originally I would have a lot of advice, but I noticed since I started going, like it's really lessened, significantly. But
originally you had what? I couldn't quite hear it.
My anxiety has gotten less since I started, because I would go to Shanna's group.
For how long now?
It's been a month.
It's been a month?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you reduce your anxiety.
Yeah,
okay.
It has, but I still had a lot of things that unanswered questions, because she was kind of getting to the spiritual area. So I told her that.
Spiritual area? Shanna, spiritual? Would you believe her?
I don't know, but I told her that I get a lot of premonitions and I dream vividly every night, and a lot of times it happens the next day.
Yeah.
So that was kind of partly giving me anxiety, but I feel more confident about it now.
Yeah.
So, I guess they couldn't stop me. They told me to say this every night, but will stop me from dreaming, because I still want to dream, but I don't want some of the darker parts of it, I guess.
You want the good dreams only?
Or the mornings are fine. No, the mornings are fine, but I think because people have said their spirits when I dream, and stuff weird stuff will happen the next day, but a lot of times it's been good experiences, but there's been times where I don't trust people if they don't have a face, or if they have there's a certain darker energy, so which does happen occasionally.
Wow, this lady is pretty sensitive. Very good. Yeah. Cô này cô hỏi là cô tới cái lớp cô Sana cả tháng rồi, bây giờ cô mới càng ngày càng bớt cái tinh thần, nó bớt căng thẳng, bớt lo âu, bớt lo lắng. Bây giờ cô thắc mắc là cô ngủ, cô hay mơ mộng lắm. Cô mơ mộng lúc trước mơ mộng nó rất là ác mộng nhiều. Bây giờ mơ mộng nó tốt. Thường cô mộng gì, mơ gì ngày hôm sau thấy đấy. Okay. So whatever you dream of, it happens quickly afterwards, or how long?
So many dreams throughout the night. I don't know which one it's going to be, but there's usually something. I've noticed when I have short dreams, then they're very accurate the next day. But
Short term, like how short term? Sex dreams?
6.
Ooh, it gets better.
I have those too, but
Sex dream too. Okay, which dream are you going to want to talk about today?
no, but I have a lot, and so sometimes, like, sometimes I'm just a little confused on what the message is that I'm getting.
Yeah.
It might be about somebody else, or like, like I'll get like a warning or something about them.
Yeah.
And it's usually right. Like I've had dreams happen earlier in the year that I was really wondering about that are coming now, and I had dreams about it again like 2 nights ago. So it's like, at first I thought like, oh, maybe it's just me and my imagination, and I didn't. And this was before I started meditating too, so it was really driving me like, oh my god, like I don't know what to do with all this information.
Yeah.
But now it's really starting to make a lot of sense about somebody. This person is very like, I don't. And someone I have to deal with, and their energy is not like their intentions are not good. But at first I thought I was, like going crazy, but turns out I'm not. And I think the meditating is kind of helping me.
Yeah, you should talk to Vicky behind you. She's very good at those things. She's very good at reading people and having, understanding these things. It's like a woman thing. Men, we don't know anything about this.
Will reciting get rid of my dreams, or just any dark entities that could enter?
Okay. Geez, that's I don't have enough time to explain things to you. Cô này thắc mắc cái mơ mộng là sao? First of all, by the way, there are many kinds of dreams. Có nhiều cái loại mơ mộng lắm. And what you talked about is premonition dreams, and they tend to be pretty good, pretty accurate for some people. Có những loại mộng nó báo mộng trước cho quý vị, nó rất là chính xác. It's not uncommon for them to like predict, to tell you in advance what's going to happen in a near term. Okay, or you have these recurring dreams where like over this span of years they keep on recurring, and actually they're also premonitions as well. Okay, có những cái loại mộng như, for example, by the way, for us Asians, please you non-Asians, you don't freak out, okay? But for us Asians, for us in Asia, for example, after people die, they appear quite often in their relative dreams and friends' dreams. It's not uncommon at all. Am I correct? You heard of that, right? Yes? Yeah? Okay. It's quite common. I think, so you see, so because the spirits actually come back and talk to you, and they ask for help. For example, her cousin, right? A cousin who died in an accident in Cambodia. 28-year-old cousin. His neighbor hit him. He was riding those scooters, Honda scooters, I think, and his neighbor ran over him and killed him. And so every night his whole family would dream that he's coming back to say hello to his mom, say hello to his nephew, and visit the entire family for weeks. And they tell each other, hey, he came back and he complained that, hey, you gave me the wrong name to the temple. What are you doing? And so the family immediately ran over to the temple and gave him the proper name. And they said, okay, now it's better. Okay, don't do it again. So it's real, like the spirit. Believe it or not, there's this yin and yang world where the spirits actually can come back and talk to you. And in your dreams in particular, that's a very good form for they talk to you. Now, I'd be worried if the spirits come and talk to me like that every night.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's why I get anxiety.
And why would you want them to come back and talk to you anyway? You are strange. Even if they tell me the good things, geez, tell someone else. If it's the good things that happen, why do I need to know? Have you asked yourself? If it's a good thing anyway, why do I need to know? Huh?
Yeah.
Whether I know or not, we have know in advance, it makes him more arrogant, right? It's better that I don't know so that I'm still humble. Or pretend to be humble. Agree? Your curiosity is going to kill you one of these days. Okay? Thầy nói là nếu mà cái điều mộng nó tốt thì mình cũng đâu cần biết đâu. What you want to know is the bad things, right? Not the good things. I'm different from you. I want to know, you know, if I'm going to have an accident tomorrow, I stay home. Okay, that kind of thing. Agree? If I'm going to win a lottery tomorrow, what do I care? I'm going to win a lottery anyway. Right? No. All right. So, anyway, thành thầy nói cho quý vị biết là cái chuyện ta mộng, ta báo mộng là rất là thông thường. Yes? We haven't finished your first question yet. Yes, there is a restroom somewhere. Someone showed the restroom. Should we wait for you or continue without you?
You can continue.
Yes, go. You have a lot of problems. Okay, so we have to wait for her, otherwise she's going to ask me again. Anyone else has a question? Actually, by the way, the more you meditate, the more relaxed you become, and it actually increases your self-confidence. You don't need to worry about protecting yourself, being so defensive all the time. There's no need at all. Okay. Càng tu thiền, càng đi càng hiểu, càng tiến bộ thì càng cảm thấy nó thư thái mà không ít sợ sệt, không còn phải căng thẳng, khi nào cũng tự vệ mình. You know, the world has plenty of bad people. We know that. We all know that, and people are trying to take advantage of you. Okay, but the nice thing about Chan is that it makes you so strong, so confident, so strong inside. Cái thiền, cái vị đó. This is one of the reasons that why we practice Chan, because we practice Chan because it makes us stronger physically and mentally. Cái thiền nó khiến cái vị càng ngày càng mạnh, cái tâm thần cái vị mạnh và thân cái vị nó khỏe ra nữa. That's the nice thing about Chan. The reason I teach Chan because it helps you become stronger quicker. Okay? Thiền giúp quý vị trở thành khỏe mạnh và mạnh, tinh thần nó mạnh, nó lẹ hơn. You willing to train through the Chan techniques we teach you. You get so much, your body will get stronger, your mind becomes so much stronger too. Theo phương pháp luyện thiền, thân quý vị nó sẽ mạnh khỏe ra và tâm quý vị nó khỏe ra. What happens is that if you're stronger like that, physically you're stronger, mentally you're stronger, khi cái thân quý vị nó khỏe mạnh lại, when you become healthier, and your mind becomes stronger, và tâm quý vị nó mạnh lên. That strength, that mental strength it has actually had a couple of characteristics that you ought to be aware of. Okay, cái tinh thần nó mạnh nó có hai cái đặc điểm. Number one, become stronger because you become more patient. Cái tâm quý vị nó mạnh hơn tại vì bỗng nhiên cái tính tình quý vị nó kiên nhẫn hơn. You become more patient with your own discomfort. By sitting there and enduring your discomfort a little bit longer. Okay? I'm not sure Shana taught you this. But the purpose of doing Chan is that every time you meditate, I strongly urge you to sit and endure the discomfort a little bit longer than before. Can you do that? This is a very important part of Chan training. Okay? Quý vị thiền, thầy nhắc quý vị một chuyện này nè. Thiền á, cái phương pháp thiền thầy dạy quý vị á, là chịu khó ngồi một lần ngồi á, nhận cái khó chịu, cái đau đớn hơn một tí lần trước. Okay? So that's why I buy these watches. I used to wear buy these Timex watches. Now I can afford a little bit more expensive one. So I used to buy these Timex watches, and I would set a timer. So every time I go, I sit a little bit longer because I don't trust myself. Okay? I do not unbuckle until the timer goes off. Every single time. And over time you build up your strength. That's how you build up your strength every single time you sit. Một lần quý vị ngồi, cứ ngồi lâu hơn một tí. Seriously, it's that simple. Train yourself to sit longer every time. Endure the discomfort a little bit longer every time. That's very important. Okay? That's all you need to do. This is the secret of Chan. Đây là cái bí mật về cái thiền tông. 1,000 years ago, that's what they taught. 1.000 năm trước, các vị thiền sư dạy như vậy. We're teaching the same exact thing today. Okay? The only variations back then, if you go in a chan hole and you sit and you dare move before the incense is up, they beat you to death. They kill you. Here we can't. Yet. Maybe the law will change one of these days. They will make an exception for Chan teachers to be able to kill you if there's a need to. Okay? So seriously, back then, the way they meditated, everyone go into full lotus and that's it. And you dare move, we beat you up. And nowadays, when you train yourself to sit longer, bear the discomfort longer each time. I ask you to train longer by 2 minutes, or if you can't, 30 seconds, doesn't matter. Just you have to sit longer. That's very critical. Thành là thầy khuyên quý vị là phải ngồi mỗi lần luyện thì một cách ngồi lâu hơn một tí, nhận cái đau, nhận cái khó chịu lâu hơn một tí. That's critical that you do that. Because when you do that, your focus increases every single time. Mỗi lần làm như vậy là cái sức chú ý quý vị nó tăng trưởng lên. And you become stronger every single time you sit, whether you're aware of it or not. Và cái nhất là sức khỏe quý vị sức mạnh quý vị nó tăng trưởng. Mà giờ quý vị không biết, nó không quan trọng. Okay? And by that mere process, sitting longer each time, endure the discomfort a little bit longer each time, and again, do not trust yourself. Use a timer. That's what I do. Okay? Every single time. Every single day. Okay? Okay? If you do that, what you train yourself is not only healing, providing healing to your body. Thì khi quý vị làm như vậy là quý vị người khỏe ra, mà bớt bệnh ra. We increasing your focus, tăng trưởng cái sức chú ý quý vị. Reducing your stress, bớt tinh thần căng thẳng. And naturally, you becoming more patient. Tự động quý vị bỗng nhiên cái kiên nhẫn hơn. You're more patient with your own pain, your own discomfort. Okay? Kiên nhẫn với cái khó chịu, cái đau đớn của mình. That's how you become more, eventually, over time, more patient with others' pain and suffering. Nếu quý vị chịu khó làm như vậy được thì quý vị bỗng nhiên trở thành phát triển khả năng có thể kiên nhẫn với cái đau khổ của cái người khác. Tại mình có thể nhận cái đau khổ của chân và cái người mình. You know how difficult it is for you to endure the discomfort. So when you see people in pain and suffering, you say, wow, I can imagine, I can sympathize with you because I know how tough it is. Okay? And you have no way of dealing with it. I've been training myself to do it. Thành cái thiền tông nó đặc biệt cái đó. Mình tự luyện như vậy. Okay? And you become stronger every single time you sit. Okay? That's what we develop the strength. Okay? Men are supposed to be stronger. Don't you think? Men are supposed to, if there's a problem, men are supposed to stand in front of the lady and take the beating, right? Otherwise, we don't call you men. Okay? Yes? But then once we know how to do it, we let you stand in front of us so that you can get a chance to train. Never mind. That's how I explain it to my students. You stand in front of me so that you get a chance to become more patient. Anyway, so you naturally become more patient with yourself and you become more patient towards others. That's the first characteristics of the people who practice Chan. You practice Chan properly, you become more patient. Thầy nhắc lại, Cái này cái đặc sắc của cái thiền tông là quý vị luyện thiền cả ngày trở thành kiên nhẫn hơn. Okay? Any questions about that? Thắc mắc gì không? Okay? And number 2, would you like a number 2? I still have 8 more minutes before we go have lunch. Có ai có biết cái đặc sắc thứ nhì của thiền là gì không? Anyone would like to know? No? Yes? Yeah? The second characteristic of a chant, the chant we teach you, is that you eventually discover that you don't get angry. You prefer not to get angry. Okay, come in. Oh, there she is. Yeah, you missed it. Your friend asked about the dream. I only gave her a quarter of the answer, and she's happy already. So we, yeah. So what happened is that naturally, if you have some chant skills, you naturally realize that you no longer wish to be angry. Anyone have that? Am I the only one? My students, professional students, you're supposed to understand that. If you have some real chant skills, you naturally decide for yourself that you don't want to be angry anymore. Because getting angry is so damaging to you. It's so anti-chant. That's why you're safer. It's safer as your husband to pick a fight with you because he gets angry but you don't. No, not there yet. Not there yet. Because if you get angry, by the way, tại sao mà quý vị không muốn nổi giận? If you get angry, try this next time. Next time, get into a fight, okay? To the point where you lose your temper. Tại lần sau quý vị thử cái này đi, là cãi lộn người ta, cho đến độ mà nổi khùng nữa. Okay? Anyone has ever happened to anyone? Yes? A few people, right? Who shall remain anonymous. And they're married. Most of them are married, by the way. Or used to be married. Or in a relationship. That's even worse. After you get so upset, try to meditate. Sau khi quý vị nổi giận như vậy, quý vị ngồi thiền thử như vậy. You find out one thing that you find out is what? You cannot meditate. You cannot meditate at all. Lúc mà nổi giận như vậy, không thể nào ngồi thiền được. Okay? And that's because your mind is so agitated. And you realize, why am I doing this to myself? Tự động quý vị thấy cái tâm mình nó dao động, nó hung một cách hung tợn như vậy, mình tự thấy, mình giác tức được ngay. Tại sao mình tự hại mình như vậy? You're hurting yourself. That's all you're doing. You get angry, you hurt yourself big time. Okay? That's what you discover. So eventually, over the years, and it takes years before you realize that, then you realize that, no, I don't want to get angry. Because eventually, you become so strong that when you're angry, you hurt people. That's why you become kinder and more compassionate, naturally. Tự động quý vị sẽ trở thành từ bi hơn. So anyway, this lady asked about, going back, I have a few more minutes, about the dreams, okay? Okay, this is my advice to you, okay? Your dreams are not a good thing for you. Thứ nhất, cái mơ mộng là chuyện không tốt. Because what it does is it agitates you. Correct? Because it makes your mind, it keeps your mind churning.
That's true.
Okay? Okay. And when you're sleeping, you're supposed to get some rest so that your body can repair itself. Okay? Thành cái vị thầy khuyên cô này là ngủ không nên mơ mộng nhiều như vậy là mình ít cái cơ hội để mà cái cơ thể mình nó tự hồi phục sức khỏe lại, nó tự chữa tế bào lại. Okay? We inflict a lot of damage to ourselves, our body during the day because of this. This is the biggest culprit is this one, up here. Okay? Not the hair, color. Okay? Cái mà nặng nề nhất, cái tai hại nhất là cái suy nghĩ của quý vị. Your thinking mind. Agree?
Yeah.
You're thinking constantly, aren't you?
Yeah.
We all do that, right? And because of that, you're doing a lot of damage to your body because of this constant thinking, the incessant thinking. Okay? Cái óc mình nó chạy hoài. Okay? That's very damaging to you. So if we figure out a way to stop thinking, okay, you spend a lot less energy, you have a lot more energy to accomplish things. For example, this lady here, she thinks constantly. She cannot stop thinking. But she's used to it. She has so much energy that she's thinking from all day, right? Am I correct? That's what you do. You rarely stop. Am I correct? Even when you're eating, you're still thinking, wow, this is good. And then, by the way, I have a bad idea for my business. See, that's what you like to do. And you discover over time that once you have more chance skills, your skills become more advanced, then you realize if you stop thinking, okay, then you're at a rest. So when you need to think, you have increased energy, increased focus. You have a lot more energy to dissect the problem. Okay? Think of it this way. Your mind is like a laser. If you use it constantly, you spending your energy, aren't you? If you don't use it, then you have a lot more energy to blast when you need to. Make sense? That's your mind.
Does it in any way reduce your creativity though? Because you're just not thinking.
Why you need to be creative? The rest of us, we don't need to be creative. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's my job.
You have to be creative?
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Well, it's not my problem. I'm sorry.
So would it reduce my creativity if I'm not even
Wait a minute. She feels that she's the only one who needs to be creative. Don't you feel?
That's my money.
Don't you think we also need to be creative ourselves? Don't you think? Cái mình nghĩ không? Who believes you need to be creative? Who wants to be creative? You all need to be creative. Why is that? Because you need to be creative to deal with your husband or girlfriend. Because when he knows all your moves, he knows all your buttons, you are in trouble, aren't you? Mình phải what's creative in Vietnamese? Có óc sáng tạo, tại mình không óc sáng tạo, ông chồng quen mình là mình chết ngắt. Yes.
Last night I noticed something on the way.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, because I'm conscious,
Yeah.
and then I start thinking a lot, I can cross-leg it, I can control it a bit.
Yes, you reduce your thinking. By the way, all you have to do is cross your legs.
The problem is,
You think less, naturally.
the problem is when
It's automatic. Yes,
the problem is when I sleep
that's when you think.
a lot.
Yeah, that's when you have to use the mantra. The mantra will protect you.
I just noticed that like, wow.
Yeah. They come and harass you at night as well. In Buddhism we call it karmic obstructions. Your debtors, your creditors, they come and harass you at night so that you don't have a chance to repair your body. Your body is not fully repaired. Does it make sense to you? Okay? Thành ra bớt suy nghĩ nữa. Nhất là bớt suy nghĩ. So we encourage you, especially those of you who have a lot of dreams, dream a lot, these dreams, it's not good for you. Okay? So I would use a sleep mantra. These things happen naturally. You don't have to worry about it. Now, she needs to be creative, okay? And And creativity, let me define creativity for you. Creativity is the ability to see things under a different light. Am I correct? Cái óc sáng tạo là mình có thể nhìn với một con mắt mới. You look at differently, different set of eyes, if you will. Okay? How does it happen? When you don't think. Yes. If you stop thinking, you stop thinking. Okay, here's how I would teach you to be more creative. Would you like to know how to be more creative? Yeah, it helps? Okay. You look into the problem. Look at all the details. Read up on everything you can find about the problem you're trying to solve. So far, so good? We all can do that, right? Muốn óc sáng tạo sao? Thứ nhất, quý vị phải đọc, nghiên cứu tất cả. Okay? And then, after you know everything there is to know, if you stop thinking, how does it, if you keep on thinking, how does it help you? You're still thinking of the same thing that you know about, right? You're thinking in circles, aren't you? Now, instead, if once you done your research, your exhaustive research, okay, then you cross your legs and don't think about it anymore. Okay? Thì sau khi quý vị nghiên cứu hết đầy đủ rồi á, xong rồi quý vị mới ngồi xếp bằng lại mà không có suy nghĩ nữa. What happens is when you meditate, all these things, all the information you have, all of a sudden, they synthesize, they coalesce together by themselves. You don't need to do anything about it. Okay? Better than you're intervening in this natural process. Just like you don't want to say, you ate something and say, oh, I want you to digest this food this way and the other foods the other way, right? No, you should let it alone because your body knows best how to digest the food it eats, right? Naturally. Same thing. Your mind is able to synthesize better when you don't intervene. I put it very simple for you. It's many more reasons why, but it's the class that's with the fees. This class is no fees. That's why we don't tell you everything yet. Okay? No, really, seriously. There's two steps. Number one, do your research. You cannot be lazy. Thành thầy nói cái vị muốn óc sáng tạo đó. Có phần hai cái bước đầu tiên là phải nghiên cứu con không đọc sách là không nghiên cứu là không được, là không thể nào mà biết cái mới được. You have, because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's why you need to do your research. Agree? Okay, mình phải nghiên cứu trước cái đã. And then number two, you let your mind naturally merge it its own way, your own creativity, your way. That's why your way is different from her way, from his way. Make sense? Yes. Okay, that helps. That's why creativity is from stopping thinking after a thorough research. That's when you are at your best. And by the way, the more empty your mind is, the more creative you become. It's true. That's why you need Chan. That's, by the way, Chan. That's the next. Chana is at the creativity Chan class that costs money, like $75 per session, something like that. More. That's a businesswoman talking right there. Does it help? Okay. By the way, this is how you should fix your problems. You should think about, if you have a problem, look at it closely, research it, and then stop and meditate. And your solution comes naturally. That's my experience for all this time. Okay? So I speak from experience. It makes no sense after you've done your exhaustive research to continue to think about it because you're still thinking in circles. You're nothing new. Okay? Instead, just relax and drop it and meditate. Let it massage itself. Because your mind, by the way, Subconsciously, it continues to massage it. But up here, you're not thinking about it. That's all. It's 2 levels. Does it help? That's why the shrink call it subconscious level and conscious level. And meditation enables you at your level is to stop the conscious level first. Okay? And then eventually subconscious level, and then you become a sage. You become so creative. Yeah? And you become so much more patient with your husband. Okay? Any other questions? Does it help? So I would urge you to use as your sleep mantra to protect yourself. You find out that these things naturally, information comes to you anyway.
Or you say it so loud.
Hmm?
You say it out loud, or you just focus on it?
If you say it out loud, people might think badly of you. Normal people don't do that, right? You don't need. You can say it silently. Okay. Especially the R, the 21 R's. Don't say ah. That's too weird. Okay. All right. Shall we stop here today? And by the way, feel free to ask any questions. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Let's go to lunch.